Hi, friends and family of the Hobby Club. Great to have you here. Zach. Meg. If you're new, if you're just joining because you're like, hey, I don't care if these idiots are going to actually work on some terrain. I want to hear people talk about the new AoS because we kind of did get a new version of AoS today almost. Please remember, like and subscribe. We would appreciate that.
Yeah, do it. There's a whole button for it.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that's why the button doesn't work.
That's why it's
the
not
second
working.
time. Hey, listen. Let's start by talking right away about the terrain we're going to work on.
Yeah.
And then I promise we're going to jump in. I want to talk new AoS. What we want to talk about today are some of the changes that affect everyone who plays Age of Sigmar. But we also kind of have some points we want to talk about with armies that we play a lot here in the Hobby Club. Mm-hmm. Our goal ultimately is to have all the armies on the Hobby Club, and we're very close, honestly.
Yeah. What are we missing? We're missing Fire Slayers. Lumineth, which we're working on.
Yeah, kind of working on Fire Slayers a little bit.
Yeah, we have like half of the Fire Slayers list.
Sons of Behemoth.
Yeah, our giants.
But we're also working on that.
Got a little man crush.
I think if there's one army, we were thinking about this the other day. Maybe the one army that we are not working on currently, although we do have some thoughts and plans around, is Heathen Knights of Slaanesh.
Oh, right. That's the one I want.
Other than that, almost everything is either covered.
Oh, and Ideneth.
Brad's got it, or it's about to happen. Or Graham, like we have Graham for Disciples of Tzeentch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can tap that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I want to talk somewhat about some of the armies we play here somewhat regularly that represent us. That includes changes to Nighthaunt.
Yep.
To Beastclaw Raiders, which was previously an army I played, but now Meg's been playing it. Some big changes there. So very excited to chat these. Meg, let's talk about the weird terrain we're working on today.
Yeah.
So, what you see here.
There are no Pringles inside.
Yeah, this was formerly a Pringles can. Now, let me show you where we're at with this and what needs to happen and what we're going to be working on stream today. First of all, there is now, Meg, right before the stream, put on, thank you, Meg, a link to this. I got it off Etsy.
Right. Check the description.
Yeah, I got it off Etsy. So what you get is this thing. Okay.
Little base.
It's
not an STL you get. You get the actual...
Yeah, well, I think you probably can get STLs
yeah, but what we did was actually...
I tend to... we don't have a 3D printer here. People are always reminding me. I know Chris is always offering to 3D print me stuff. It's super awesome. And we also have Brett, but again, it just takes up people's time. It's easier to just... I prefer
ordering
it's easier
it done,
to just do it. Okay, so what you see here is a Pringles can. Okay, this is the Pringles can. So what you get is the base, like I said, the topper. I actually didn't glue the topper on. You can see Pringles can. There's even a few little crumbs in there.
Ew.
Pringles can, topper.
So you can actually keep snacks in it.
You can continue to use it to store Pringles.
I love that.
Like. And then you get these little...
so mid-game you take it off. You get a snack.
Some Pringles
so
good.
Yeah,
I mean, you can eat Pringles the way...
Oh my God, hold on, sorry.
The whole way that Pringles...
My mind, now I've had time to think about this. I'm like dice tower. My mind is blown. Look at this little door.
Maybe it could come...
I'm like carve
you could probably put some things
dice
in there.
In it.
Yeah, but for full Pringles accessibility,
anyway,
you're right.
cool.
You could pull this off. You could pop the top. Once you pop, the fun don't stop. It's fucking Pringles. And you could just slide it right down into your face.
Your gullet.
Like they do in the commercial.
Yeah, with a big giant chip funnel.
Do you remember, Meg, in the 90s and early 2000s, one of the major selling points of Pringles was cleanliness? Does anyone else remember that?
No.
They were showing like...
This is a Mandela effect, I think.
No. Pringles commercials, people would eat the chips, or crisps, as they call them in the UK. They would eat them with their fingers, and they would show this commercial. They would show like this. It'd always be like...
Oh, God, I'm covered in
chip it'd always be
dust.
this dude, and he'd like be rubbing on himself. And then meanwhile, like the hip young people were like just eating Pringles while they're on their skateboards and stuff.
The hip young
They'd be like
people.
doing ollies on their skateboards and just like downing Pringles. Wait, real quick, can we go back and so I can show to the shoulder view? I went off there for a second. My apologies. Okay, so let me show you what we're gonna do today here. We want to make this look like stucco.
Stucco.
Which bricks of masonry has been fallen off of. It's kind of the interior layer of the castle. This one has mostly had its stucco complete. You can see there is some messiness and
stucco castle
cleanup around here. Well, it's kind of like the interior layer. You can
look
at this.
Yeah, because the bricks have fallen off.
Yeah, you can look up. It's pretty cool. Okay, so there we go. Now, what's left to do on this guy? Well, a number of things, but we need to do the final on all the stone, which is mostly just dry brushing. Mm-hmm. I'll walk everybody through what I've done real quickly here. So first, we primed it black. Then we airbrushed it Adeptus standard gray.
This shows it better because there's less.
Yeah, there's less done here. You wouldn't have to airbrush this, by the way. You could very super easy. I even call it wet overbrushing. You take, honestly, I would still take the airbrush paint, like a thin paint, or just thin it with water and take a brush and just real quick sloppy. We're going to actually show that technique sometime soon with a piece of terrain we're doing. So just Mechanicus standard gray, and then it was Administratum gray, it doesn't really matter what you use, some kind of medium dark gray after the black, closer to the dark side, and then some kind of, medium light gray, like Administratum gray. Okay, then we airbrushed it also. Again, you could do brush, some Nuln Oil, and some, I actually used Croak Green today. Normally I like Anthonian Camo Shade, but either one works. I don't think there's a huge difference between the two, honestly. That gets you here. Meanwhile, that gets the stone where it is here. Meanwhile, this airbrushing was done afterwards. Carefully, but really not too carefully. You can see there's a little bit of bleed over there. That's not something I'm worried about. With Xandri dust. There it is, Xandri dust. Okay, then we get to the fun part. That's where we mostly are today. Now you can see we have a few of these. Meg has one on her side of the table that I haven't actually done any of the stucco on yet.
Yeah, that's what you should show.
Yeah, so here's the one. Here's what it looks like before any of the stucco.
Yeah.
You can see there's some messy crap here. I don't really care. It's gonna get covered up. It's gonna look good. Yeah. Okay, so the first step.
Can't mess it up.
The first step we're gonna do. I'm gonna set this aside. I'm gonna show you what I've got here. I've got a little art station here. I have taken a sponge.
It's very arts and crafts today.
And I have cut the sponge into 6 squares. Okay. And they correspond with these 6 palettes because this is what we're going to be doing. So it looks like this actually here.
Yeah, you want to put in focus?
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
Our first color is one of Meg and I's favorite, Tenebrous Gray. And what you're going to do, what Meg's going to do, Meg, you ready to do this along with me here?
This.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to take your sponge.
Okay. Wait, I'm going to take this off.
Yeah, you can take that off.
I don't like it shaking around.
You can take one of your sponges. You're going to take the scissors we have right here.
Yep.
And you're going to cut it into 6ths. Mm-hmm. Okay, now, can I see one of these real quick? Go ahead and cut that.
Yeah. Take whatever you want.
Okay.
This is your show, Zach.
Okay, now, let me see. Actually, I'm going to take this guy. You can cut that one. Well, here, I'll just do it real quick. Okay. Let me show you what you want to do here with these. When you sponge work, this kind of stuff, what you really don't want at all is sharp edges. It looks like crap. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your scissors.
Not the good kind.
And you're going to, not the good kind of crap?
Well, that's like an inside joke, right? If you're on our Discord server, looks like crap is actually
right.
Not a bad thing.
Okay, so you can see I'm kind of cutting like a shape around. And while I'm at it, I'm actually trying to get rid of any weird, hard edges.
Keep it organic
looking. Exactly. And then I actually want to hang on to these. We're going to come back and use these a little bit later, especially if you get a nice, quote-unquote, big little one like that. That guy's great.
A big chunk.
This guy might be good too. Okay. Chipping those off. Okay. I'm going to pass this back to Megan.
Thanks.
In her well, she's going to put in the first one, Tenebrous Gray. Mm-hmm. Okay, so go ahead and squirt some Tenebrous Gray in there, yeah.
All right. Before we get too far along, thank you, Chris, and thank you, Soups, for your gifted memberships.
Yeah, thanks.
Saw some party lights earlier.
Thanks, gentlemen. We always appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, biggest fans. Hi, Appleberry. Hi, Ty. Garbage for bulk. I wish
Yeah.
there were more things like this. 3D print for detail, garbage for bulk.
There's a little, there's some of it out there,
It's
Ty.
kinda nice.
Okay. So then, Meg, can I demo with
Thanks,
yours?
Chris.
With your
Yeah.
well?
Oh, sure.
Okay, believe it or not, she's going to take this well full of Tenebrous Gray, this.
Believe it or
and
not.
I think over there somewhere I gave you a tweezers.
You did.
Okay. She's going to, for the first ones, take the tweezers. She's going to kind of grab it.
Hey, John.
Even poke, penetrate in there a little if she needs to. She's going to take it, and she's going to, well, actually, it's better to do this first. Just smashing in here and just get it all covered in there like that. Okay. Now, for her first step, okay, remember, the deeper you get, the higher up you go into a color.
Yeah.
The more careful you have to be. May I see your tube? Actually, I can just do it a little bit more on one of my tubes. Okay, here's one of my tubes I've done some of the Tenebrous Gray on. We're just going to start whacking a little bit like that. Now, if you're like, oh man, I got too much and it's smeared. No worries, because again, this is the first color. Okay, now one thing you do want to try do, okay, after she's done and gone through with her first Tenebrous Gray, I'm going to pass that to you to get started, is she's going to take one of her little blue tiny guys and repeat that process and just get in the edges a little bit more. Like, get in there, okay?
That's why.
Yeah, that's why I keep the little guys.
All right. Cool.
Okay, does that make sense?
I think I can handle it.
Okay. While she gets to work on that, I'm going to do the next layer on this guy.
Okay.
So I have already done Tenebrous Gray here. I'll put that back over my area. Next, I'm going to do, actually I'm going to put them all back over. And next I'm going to do, believe it or not, our second color right there is graphite. And graphite will also do this weird thing. It introduces a little bit of gray into the mix, which we want, but it'll also do this thing where it'll kind of, is graphite right? Yeah. Oh, no, not graphite. That's fine. What we actually want is basalt gray, which is a little darker.
Liberty, our new mod, is testing out Nightbot stuff so that when we do watch an AoS game on our channel, not a members game because Nightbot doesn't work with members only, you just type lists and then it will pull up our lists. That's pretty cool. So that's what he's testing. Soups, I don't know. I disagree. If you get 2 chats out of it, it improves our chat rate.
Okay.
I'm kidding. Thanks, Liberty, for doing that.
Not being shy about getting gray on this one. Okay, push this well aside. Now, if you're wondering what else we have to do with these, there's a few things. Most of them we will get to on today's stream. But one of them is we need, like I was saying, we need to do the stones. And that's actually mostly a bunch of dry brushing. Meg, as you're doing your dabbing here, don't worry too much if you get the side of the stones.
I'm not worried.
Because the dry brush...
I've been doing that all along.
The dry brush process is actually going to just inherently clean that up. This is one of the things you really want to... When you start making terrain, it's really fun to, in my opinion, to have an early process where you kind of like do a little bit of playthrough and see what's going to make this go really fast. I mean, you should do this with your armies too if you're painting armies. Like what step kind of natively cleans up the previous step? Yeah,
that's been happening with my Lumineth. Every time I do the next thing, I'll make a mess or something, and I'm like, oh, the next step will get it. The next step will get it.
Yeah.
Because the next step is like more forgiving than the previous. Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
How is it going? Well, it's going. I haven't started yet. I need to figure out what it is exactly I'm going to do for my terrain board. And do that.
Yeah, the display board.
Display board. Yeah. And I need to talk to Roshan. Roshan is like so good at all this stuff, like scratch building anything. I have an idea. I kind of just want to run it by him and hear his thoughts. But I'm going to do journeys over Christmas break. So I'm going to try to do that every other day. I say try because I might change my mind, you know? Everyone needs a break. But most days I will do work on that. And so I need to get a plan together. I need all my supplies. I did order some plants from Epic Basing to add to it. I know it's not 100% needed, but I need to do everything I can to get on that goddamn podium. Well, I probably won't get on the podium, but if I was on the finalist table, I'd be pretty happy with that. That'd be pretty cool.
How's it going, Meg?
I mean, it's fine.
Pretty easy?
Just talking to chat.
Yeah.
Talking to chat, stamping my Pringles thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're doing this because for a long time, you were like saving garbage.
Yeah, we had like 4 different...
This was before the channel even, so I was like,
oh, I see.
All right, what's going on?
Oh, I might, yeah.
And we moved a couple times. I think we ended up getting rid of it. And I'm like, okay, now I'm seeing
what's out
the
there.
Genius. And say, ugh, I'm getting crumbs all over. Gross. Ew, they're all over my hand. Yeah, there's a method to the madness of collecting garbage and saving it in your closet.
As you get to color 3, which I'm at already, as you get that's more than enough.
All right.
I can look at that and see you've been on that one too long.
What?
As we get to color 3,
Gross. Hold on.
yeah, because I just did one your size and another size of a different color.
Okay, I'm sorry.
During the time you did
Listen,
that one.
People do different things differently.
Yeah, that's very true. Once you get to the 3rd color, you may find sometimes it's makes it a little bit... Okay, so what...
Am I only doing one because of how slow I am?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Once you get to the 3rd color, which is green ochre, I used all AK paints for this just to be consistent. Once you get to the 3rd color, green ochre, you're starting to, as Brett and I have always liked to say, you're starting to paint the color, you're starting to paint the thing the color that it is. It should have some ochre elements in its vision. Like, you wouldn't look at this thing and say, oh, it looks tenebrous gray. But you would look at it and say, oh, it's kind of tannish, ochre-ish. So with this one...
What's the second color again?
Basalt gray.
Nice.
It's right there. So with this one, you do want to start, you might want to start one, kind of getting more aggressive in some areas, as you can see here I'm doing. Yeah. I'm not being as shy about it. 2, I've abandoned the tweezers.
Okay.
But you don't have to. When I did the little guy, I
Oh
used...
yeah, that's what I haven't done is the little guy. But you're saying I don't need it for this first step, pretty much. Because I took too long.
But also, to be fair, not. I mean, you can put some in there if you want. Sure. I did use the little guy with the first 2 colors, but I wasn't too worried about it. You can see, if you look around these areas, that I didn't do a lot of it.
Yeah. Okay. Poll is up. Zach, I did add a 4th option after I restarted the poll. I needed an option for me. Okay,
which is?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, okay.
And it looks like that's in 2nd place. So I don't know if they're trolling me or if everyone agrees with me. Okay, yeah, sure. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, you know...
I'm teasing.
I like to go play...
Shit.
I like to go play competitive games of Sigmar. So I like to know what I'm doing when I go to those tournaments, but also I need to know what I'm doing when I play on stream. So for me, it's a big deal. But it is true that a lot of people, it's not that they won't interact with it. They just might not. You know, they'll read about it a bit on day 1, but they're really gonna get it feel when they start playing. Right?
I mean, to be fair, exactly. Like, it's not that I don't care. I know this is important to our channel, and it's important to the people that hang out with us. I'm not mocking or anything like that. It's just that I cannot absorb things by reading them. There was we'll talk about it, but there was like this update to Honor Guard. There's this update to Underdog, and I had to read it. I read it a couple times, and I was like, okay. Like, I'm not absorbing this. Like, for some reason, I'm like, I need to see it happen, and then I'll be like, oh, that's how that works. Kind of like power through. Like, I never do it, so I never know what it does.
Yeah,
I need to do it so that I know
there's
how
a lot
it works.
there's a lot of back and forth between people about let's read through the rules or let's just get going.
Yeah, that's me. I'm one of those people.
I will say that I'm mostly a let's get going person, but I like to usually play a few practice rounds. I will say that I do sometimes feel with let's get going. People are like, all right, yeah, no, let's just jump in. Like, dude, I haven't said a fucking word. We have no idea even how to set the table up. Like, calm down. Like, we have to read some rules, right? Like,
yeah, sure.
But mostly I'm in agreement with you. I've absolutely met people like that are just like, listen, if we're going to be reading rules, I'm out. I'm like, we've got to read a few rules here, man. Like, need to open the box for the first time at least. Like, help me out a little bit. But yeah, just reading through the rule set and then being like, okay, here we go is pointless. Unless it's like that Tea Dragon Society game or what's the botanical one we have?
Herbalicious?
Yeah, like that.
Herbaceous.
Those games you can pretty much pull the thing out, read through it, and be like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's a lot of games like that these days, which is nice. Okay, here's this guy. Now I'm going to move on to the next one before I come back and use a little guy to fill in the edges. Because I'm working on 2 at a time here. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to reload back up.
You just get there faster than I do.
In the meantime, Meg,
yes, sir.
let's talk about our
the updates.
Yeah, let's talk about some updates. Alestra, Big Uncle. Yeah, I mean everything had Alestra for a minute. There was like an Alestra version of everything until people.
It's nice to see some new people.
Realized your body didn't actually process it as food.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
Do you remember this? Do you remember Alestra?
No, what was that?
It was basically an oil.
You act like I paid attention to things.
It was basically like an oil for frying snack foods in that industrial macro food companies like Frito-Lay introduced. I think actually it was a Frito-Lay trademark. And
Man, you remember all kinds of things.
The main concept with Alestra was that like this has been like on and off over the years. This has been a major attempt to satiate Americans, which is here's some kind of thing that your mouth will love and enjoy, but your body doesn't really.
But it's not good for you. You shouldn't put it in it.
Your body doesn't really even understand it as food, and so it's just going to go through you, right? That's pretty much what Alestra was, but it causes a lot of health problems for people, and of course it got pulled.
Anal leakage.
That was like
gross.
That was like what was described.
That's so gross.
It was really just a host of digestive medical issues.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the serving size on a can of Pringles anyway, guys? I guess once you pop, you can't stop. They like literally tell you that.
Well, Pringles, the serving size is absolutely 1/3 is way past the serving size. However,
it's like 5 chips.
Again, Pringles.
Pringles, get
of course,
serious
really
here.
shouldn't exist as a product.
Pringles shouldn't?
I mean, there's a case to be made, right? Or eat it in extreme moderation.
Have we ever made our own potato chips?
No.
And when I say we, I mean you.
I just make French fries.
Because you like making stuff for some reason.
Not potato chips.
Some people like making food. I don't know why.
I mean, I like fries more than potato chips. So if I'm going to go through
the
trouble, I might as well just make fries.
That's right. I love it.
Trust in the process on these. You can see this looks like, speaking of bowel movements, this looks not cool right now. But I promise it will. And you can kind of see again where it's
size one can.
You can kind of see where it's headed. And once we clean up the stone, and then also we're going to do some green weathering on this thing as I gently stroke it. We'll do some greening on this as well. That will bring it back down. Once you see the finished product, I promise it's going to look great.
Number 3 is green ochre, right?
Number 3 is green ochre, and now you're getting serious. So you're going to probably use more green ochre than you have the other.
Even more.
Yeah. In your case, maybe not too much more, because you did use a lot of those other colors.
I did.
You instructed not to, you did it anyway.
Well.
But that's okay. I mean, you were instructed not to on air. I was like, oh, yeah, that's plenty. And you kept going. But that's okay.
I didn't keep going. I went to the next color.
Oh, I see. Yours will probably just look darker than the other ones.
Listen, I do what I'm told, all right?
Okay.
He's like, no, you don't.
I mean, directly exactly what we're talking about right now, that you don't.
But I did stop. I did.
That's okay. I'm just messing with you, Meg.
No, you're not.
No, it looks good.
I know it looks good. That wasn't the question. That was never in question.
Okay. Should we?
Yes.
Move on to
whatever it is, we should do it.
Should we talk a little bit about some of the changes that happened to the game we play on channel, Age of Sigmar?
That game?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So what do you want to say?
We have a thing that I was hoping that would get brought up. Here we go.
I know, but we're both doing things.
There we go.
Oh, cool. That's great. This is what we're going to talk about today.
This is what we're talking about.
Oh. All right. So Meg did forget one thing today, and it was setting this up, but now she's doing it. She did prep it. There it is. Here we go.
All right, let's not start gloom spikets, though. Let's start with...
It didn't go in the order I wanted, of course.
All right.
Bop, bop, bop. Isn't this fun? Should we start with Honor Guard?
No.
Should we start with
No. Oh, it's
Mortal
all
Realms?
It's all over.
It's all over the place. I numbered
it's not
in
in the
order.
order. It's not in the order that I put it in. Okay.
No, it's not.
Let's go there.
There we go.
Okay. This was
Zach hates me right now.
This is a good one.
I don't listen to his instructions. I didn't prep this part correctly. It's in the wrong order.
This is a good one to start with.
We're going to talk after the stream.
This is a good one to start with here.
You guys remember this bozo?
Underdog?
Yeah. I figured you would enjoy this, seeing this idiot.
Yeah.
I figured you'd have some underdog jokes.
No, I don't, but I do remember him.
I never liked it. I was like, this dog is annoying.
He's stupid. He's a loser.
But we're not talking about Underdog the dog. We're talking about Underdog, the, what? Bonus?
Yeah, right. So, kind of interesting, Meg. I don't know if which rules you've gone through and haven't had a chance to look at yet. Underdog is going to be
take that back, Liberty.
It sounds like there's a few things that Underdog I think is still happening under normal circumstances.
Yeah, it sounded like this is like cumulative.
Or like this is I guess the ultimate. This is what truly decides Underdog.
I guess. Yeah.
So basically.
Well, if there's never a double turn, then. Sorry, go ahead. Go
ahead.
That's
a good point. I don't actually think I know entirely the answer to that.
Yeah, it's convoluted. I don't care about the Underdog thing too much. Some people were saying, "Oh, I like it," and I didn't hear anybody not like it. The only reason why I'm not into it is because I'm like, cool, now it's more complicated. I don't care if the rule like evens it out for both players. I'm like, ugh, now I have to remember something else. That's always a negative for Meg. It's not fair.
Yeah, it's basically, it's not hard to remember though, right? It's just if you get double turned, you are now the underdog for the rest of the game.
Until somebody else double turns you. The other.
No, if you get double turned, you're the underdog until you double turn somebody.
That's what I mean. Yeah, sorry. Until it happens to the other person. Yeah. Yeah.
Then they're the underdog. So
right.
I think I like this. I don't know how do people in chat feel about this?
Let's see. Appleberry does not like it. Ty, go down early, go down often.
That's pretty great.
Can not agree with you.
That's a good one. I like Ty. I like what Ty's saying. I will say, I also slightly agree with Appleberry what he said. I don't want to gatekeep or make new people feel like what I don't get it, but I do think he's kind of right. Like getting okay.
I enjoyed the double. I mean, getting double turned is always like, oh man, like, they're gonna kill my stuff or whatever it is. But I enjoy the mechanic. I think the mechanic is great.
Yeah. So here's me too. Same, Meg. I really like the mechanic. I think the thing I would say is green ochre and an ochre. Okay.
Also, no, go ahead.
No, well, what I was just gonna say is, I do sort of get the sentiment that once you've been playing and you're out there in the world and you're playing competitively, blah blah blah. I would say a lot of times, John.
John's with me.
Our John is in chat. A lot of times, you sort of don't care if you get double turned or not. But what I really realized when double turning matters is like probably the person I've been playing a lot the most recently in third ed is John. And John and I are a pretty good, similar skill level. And so I feel like double turning doesn't matter if you know what you're doing, to your point, Appleberry, until it does. If that makes sense. Then there's like these situations where it really does. John was able to double turn me a Monday night's game like right away, which I think really kind of set the pacing for a lot of the game. I can't, and he went into that round being the underdog. So I can't say that I wouldn't mind the extra CP right out of the gate when that happens to me. I don't know. I do somewhat agree with you, Appleberry, but also yes until no, if that makes sense.
Liberty Fires. Thank you for the super chat, you goofball. Did you know the Washington Monument is 2 different colors halfway up? That's because Meg continued to use the same color, even when told not to.
I think building stopped during the War of 1812, and then they had to finish it after. Yeah. But
because I was there.
Yeah.
Wait, no. That had nothing to do with me. After they finished it, then I painted it. Is that what we're saying?
I don't know.
That's what Liberty's saying.
Yeah. Thank you, Liberty. That's also...
Very true. Thank you for this fact.
It is true. You can actually see the Washington Monument color change.
Yeah, I did that.
Carefully, yeah. Anyway, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm going to have to see. It's sort of interesting.
Hey, John.
I don't know. I'm glad double turning is still around.
I like double turning.
Yeah. I don't agree, Liam, with you.
I was going to say, like, I totally agree, Liam. Like, just kind of leave it alone. I'm like, well, why are we doing this? Like, it's supposed to be punishing, right? That's, like, part of the fun of the game.
I think it's supposed to...
It's because of tournaments, right?
I think it's supposed to have consequences for both people. That's what's important. And I'll be honest with you, I played 2 games at Old Town Throwdown Teams where I played 2 games. Sorry, if you're trying to say something, I'm actually not trying to be... Okay. I played 2 games at Old Town Throwdown Teams where my opponent basically, like, moved up in turn 1, then I moved up and fought some of their army, and then I double turned them, and I was like, well, I can just pick you up at this point. It's not a great strategy against Night Haunt. And I think I think a couple of the people who that happened to were kind of newer players or had not experienced Night Haunt before, or maybe weren't sure what to do against them with their armies. But against some armies, it's doing the double turn early kind of just is like Gargants, Beastclaw Raiders. If you can just like turn 1 into 2 double turn, you kind of just end the game. So I think that there's supposed to be consequences for both players.
But I feel like there were. I mean, the consequence was if you got double turned, you got double turned. And if you did the double turn, you didn't get points. Easy.
Yeah.
But we're saying...
I think... Go ahead.
Well, it just sounds like the idea is that it wasn't enough. That wasn't enough.
Yeah.
You're saying that's why nobody cared about it. I mean...
We always feel it on stream. You can watch our streams where we have close games. And we start to realize that we can't even do that. Like 3 into 4 or 4 into 5. I've definitely seen games where, one of us is looking at the points and being like, even if I take this, even if I double turn you here, I don't think I can take it or I'll lose because of... But I think, Meg, the issue... I think
that's good, right?
It is good. That is good. I think the issue more so that people are trying to avoid and that this is trying to solve is against an army like a Gargant army or some kind of army that does a lot of damage, right? Quite frankly. High output.
Seems like it. Yeah. All right. Sorry.
No, that's it. Especially...
That's fair. I don't know enough about the game but my brain is like, well, then why don't we just write rules for those armies? Like... When you're the underdog, blah, 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 blah. When this army double turns.
Oh, you mean
blah, blah, blah,
unique
blah.
army, unique...
Yeah, I make that all of the rest of ours problem.
I definitely could see a world...
Matt, get Matt on the phone.
I definitely could see a world in a future edition where we come to we try to something like that, right? We have a rule like that says... Every army has its own unique way that it does double turns or gets double turned or whatever. That'd be cool for sure. This edition of the game doesn't do that though yet. Anyway, but it's a cool idea for sure. It is a good idea, I think.
All right.
Now back to that one for a second. The second point that we didn't talk about yet.
All right, I'm gonna let you be in charge because I'm screwing everything up.
No,
today.
it's fine. The second point that we didn't talk about is this concept that
we didn't. You're right.
You can still,
if you're a big loser.
Yeah, if you're really getting your butt kicked, you can still take a battle tactic. Spearhead does this.
The Hobby Collab came up with that terminology, patent pending.
Yeah. The Spearhead does this, by the way, currently.
That's right.
Where if you you can still take a battle tactic and double turn if you're 6 points back or more. So I don't know. What do you think? Thoughts on this, Meg? How's this going to impact you? Okay, it sounds
if I double turn and or 6 or more, I mean, cool. It just is going to make me double turn even harder.
Yeah, right.
I love double turning.
Yeah, and at that point, it will interact with the first rule. Your opponent then becomes the underdog.
Yeah, Liam, I agree with Liam, to be honest with you.
What do you think?
I kind of just wish they had left it alone just because of, rules bloat. But, it's not really fair for me to say because I don't know how it will change the game till I play it, so.
Here's my take on it. And we've had this conversation before. I just played 5 games of teams last weekend.
What's the fourth
I played a game. Oh, next color is ochre.
Green ochre?
Green ochre is what you just used.
No. Is it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so
and now ochre. Actually, it does look like you did the other one first.
It
looks like maybe or no. Okay. Well,
I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Sorry.
They're pretty similar, so again, yours will just look a lot different than the other 3.
Because I never listen.
Yeah, that looks like it's the same color as the one you just did.
God, Meg.
Okay, well, that's fine. Again, it'll just look a lot different.
It won't look that much different, okay?
We don't always need to have 4 of them on the table. Sometimes we can have
I don't know. Zach, they look so close to this. Okay, I see it. God damn it. All right. Blame Meg, as usual.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm pissing Zach off so much.
I don't know how the place of kind of privilege here for myself with playing, which is that I play a lot of games. I'm super excited for a change. I woke up this morning not thinking we would get this much of a change, getting a lot of change. I mean, cool, that's great because I've been playing this version for 6 months. Mm-hmm. Maybe 12 games a month, something like that.
That's fair. Yeah, not everybody has that luxury.
Not everybody has that. Yeah. And I understand that's a common thing people say. They say, well, I barely just wrap my head around these rules, and now you're changing the rules. And I mean, there's not a lot you can do about that. If you play more, that's going to happen. GW, they're never, folks, you guys know this, they're never going to want to imagine a world where people aren't playing. They want you playing a lot. Because they want you to like their new rules, but I mean, they want you to buy new models, right? They want you to say, cool, I've been playing this list, I'm getting tired of it, I want to add a unit to it or whatever, right? So, they're gonna have the rules change a lot. I don't know. I mean, 40K did the same. I think I'm okay with it. I don't know. It's not too much new rules.
I do hate when they change the core rules. I hate it.
Yeah.
Just at all. I'm like, please don't change the normal rules. Because then I have to go remember it.
Oh,
I have to go find it.
You kind of mean like an edition change almost.
No, well, sure. But no, I mean they change the points. They change some of the things on the battle scrolls, on the war scrolls. But
that's okay, you're saying.
I'm like, fine. That I don't have to remember everybody else's changes. But now I'm like, here's these changes to the whole book. And I'm like, damn it, I gotta remember all this shit.
Oh. So how do you feel about the honor? Well, let's go to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's go dig up Honor Guard from this list. Because I screwed it up as usual. There we go. Player with more regiments gets a second Honor Guard. That'll affect me a lot. I feel like I always have more drops than everyone.
I mean, everybody. I went to Old Town Throwdown thinking I'd be one of the only people that had 2.
No, everyone had 2.
Everyone had 2.
Everyone had 2. I had 3.
played.
I was like, cool. Which was great for me. I was like, cool. Go ahead and set up everything. I don't care. Like, you go do all the things. And I don't care who you pick to go first because it's not important to me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so fun.
Yeah, people love it.
Yeah, people love
when the
people
other
love
person
when they get to play with me.
doesn't care about what
right.
they do.
Yeah, it's great. So for me, I always forget about Honor Guard. I always do it wrong too. Like I pick the wrong thing, and then it's even easier for me to forget.
I'm with you on this. Yeah.
I am like, oh, whatever, man. I don't care. I should have picked Ren Cavalry, and I picked the other one, Ren Infantry.
Right.
Yeah,
well, that one you should be able to look across the board, right, and kind of see.
Matter.
But then you do that.
I'll set somebody up,
right,
and I'm like,
and then suddenly you're
now
not
they're
fighting.
stuck in with the other one.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
oh,
No,
great.
I know you. Sorry, I'm saying. I'm not saying you're doing wrong. I'm saying I get your pain. You think that you can do it, and then suddenly,
It's like,
unless you're playing like Saray's army, which is all cavalry, then you're like, cool, this is an easy choice, and it's never going to matter.
Right. But it's something I always forget. So now there's 2 of them, and I'm like, cool, I'll just forget it twice, I guess. But
well,
I don't have like strong feelings about it. I guess I like that it's kind of it is a nice idea though to balance out like the list creation in this way.
Yeah, I think so
like
too.
they've done with the extra CP, right?
Exactly.
If you have a small list, like I don't mind that. It's just that I'm gonna forget about it is all.
Well,
I'm not gonna use it.
I get what you're saying. What I would say is the 2 new ones are sort of crazy good if you need them or feel like they're very handy. I know for my daughters, I'll always be taking Field Sergeant from here on out, and I'll put it on one of my foot heroes, Hag Queen or Slaughter Queen. She needs to be wholly within 12 of all of these different Witch Elf units anyway. And suddenly my Witch Elves are moving 8 inches. I think I agree with what you're saying. All the other ones are so situational to set up. That's kind of why you forget them.
Yeah.
Field Sergeant is, like we were talking earlier, Meg, today about your Croxagores.
Oh, right.
And buying
I was trying to understand how this would help me.
If you bought a Skink Foot Hero, suddenly all of your...
Croxagores would have...
Or any foot hero.
Infantry, yeah.
Croxagores, Guard, Saurus Guard, all move 2 more inches.
Yeah.
Why not? Right?
Oh my gosh. And then if I take the asterism for that...
Exactly.
And it's 4 inches.
Exactly.
What?
So it's pretty crazy. That's what our friend Dan, SoCal Dan, was talking about, 9-inch moving Croxagores.
Oh, got it.
Because...
Oh, thanks. Yeah, because that was where I tuned back in and I was like, wait, what happened to the
Right.
Croxagores?
Because... you take a you take a foot hero and you just hang out near them. He probably wants to buff them anyway. And that's what we're saying is the Skink hero can get in combat if he needs to.
I definitely added him to the Amazon wish list. I was like, that'll be useful.
Right. So
they say.
I think the 2 new ones feel really good. I know I'll want to take it for Witch Elves.
Magakin can walk like normal people now.
Magakin can walk. I think Brad in the cities is going to love this one. This makes humans haul butt too. Their movement goes up to 7, faster than an elf, and then they can add 3 inches to the movement. So Steel Helms can move 10 inches now and still charge. Pretty crazy. Very, very interested in this one. The other one, Meg, I think you're going to love for your Beastclaw Raiders, and I know I'm going to love for my Spiders. It's very simple. You pick one monster that's non-unique, like a non-hero, non-unique.
Like a Frost Lord.
Not a Frost Lord. He's a hero.
Like a Stonehorn.
Stonehorn
beast.
Riders.
Right, yeah.
And their horns and their hooves, instead of hitting on 4, hit on 3 all game. No all attack, nothing needed, just done. That's so good on something like a Stonehorn or a Gargant, or a Mangler
Even
Squig.
On companion weapons.
Right. That's really what this is about.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So this is a big one. I guess my point is I'm kind of with you on the honor guards things, Meg. I sort of noticed that they don't often matter that much. But these 2 new ones feel like it's your unit. The exact right situation doesn't have to be set up. It travels around with you. You're done. Okay, both ochre's done.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I did it right this time.
Yeah, that looks good. So now all you have to do...
So.
No, it does. So now it's... The last two are, believe it or not, decomposed flesh.
Ooh.
And then, believe it or not, white gray.
I do believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, you finished. Or no?
I'm still doing green ochre.
Oh, okay. So now it's taking too long.
Yeah, I'm dabbing a little too much.
Should we check another slide?
Yeah, well, I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah.
I want to see what chat's saying.
Wild stacking. And so far the poll, let's see, how do you guys feel about this stuff? You guys are saying much better. And also, yeah,
Yeah,
Where's my yeah, uh-huhs at?
I'm very, John's got a good point. The tree lords are gonna love prized beast.
So with this fifth color, should I just do small areas?
No, this fifth color is also fairly prominent. All of the ochre colors, the kind of tan ochre colors, should be pretty prominent.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, I moved us on to Gloom Spike Gits.
Okay, great. All right, yeah. So I think these guys got some serious glow ups. I personally, folks at home, you guys know if you've watched any of our games, I play the spider variety, which are not very popular or well known. But I think that they are going to be really good for this. First of all, prized beast will be cool, kind of, but not really. I mostly care about the mortals. But what's kind of fun is all my spiders drop 20 points, guys. And
Damn spiders.
And then you're like, okay, I think I have enough for a foot hero. Well, he dropped 2. So the upshot here is that I think I can fit for sure at least another foot hero in basically all of my lists. And the foot heroes are really good. They're a caster. They can teleport around with their with their Spider-Man shooting at other terrain pieces or other squigs or spiders.
Any updates to the moon?
Rules
or not really?
No moon rules. I think we'll get those when we get the new book. Yeah. I'm thinking Gloomspike gets some of the stuff that hasn't been doing well might be good. Mangler squigs, Meg. I don't know if you've ever seen them. There's like one giant squig on top of another. And it's like a monster. They bounce around. They haven't been good.
Are they being ridden by goblin?
Yeah.
Okay.
They haven't been good for a long time.
Oh, okay.
And you can take a loon, but you can take a boss on them. He got better. I don't know. I'm curious to see if we'll see Mangler Squig show back up. The person on our channel that plays this is Brad.
Yeah.
So hopefully he will. He'll take him out for a whirl here in the coming weeks. But I'm excited to get my spiders back on the table. It's actually been a very long time since I've had them on. We've had them on the channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, about at least
Has it? Okay.
couple months. Yeah, they haven't been on for a while. So I'm pretty excited about that, and almost certainly, we haven't revealed our Christmas schedule yet, but we will soon. And almost certainly,
you're gonna see a lot of Zach and Meg.
During that time, there'll be.
Or you won't, because you won't turn it on because you're busy doing stuff with your family, which is a good idea.
During that time, hopefully I can get them on the table.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's go to the next one here,
Sure.
Meg. Random. We did that one already. Oh, Beast Claw Raiders, Meg.
My guys.
Yeah, they got a lot.
Did they get a lot?
A lot of they got some adjustments.
I saw a lot of green.
Yeah, not for a lot of the big monsters.
Sorry for your families then.
Just for the Mornfangs and the Icebrow Hunter. Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't see points go up.
No points up. Yeah.
Prized monster, very strong. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, prized monster.
I didn't read these rules closely. I was looking at Seraphon.
Oh, I see.
And then I was kind of like, yeah, I'll figure this one out later.
Prize Monster is that new Honor Guard one we were talking about.
Okay.
That, like we were saying, gives a monster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Mornfangs got cheaper. I saw that. And also oh man, I spelled that wrong. God damn it, Meg. Mega Church Buff.
Mega Crunch.
Crunch. Mega Crunch Buff. Trutch.
Trunch. Trunch it up.
Listen, it's what I get for teasing you about your spelling. It's
Make it Trunch.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I was like, it takes 3 turns.
It takes too long
to get to 10, and how do I bank well, part of that was me. Okay, this last game I played on Saturday. Like,
you're still learning the army, right? Yeah.
I'm still very much learning the army, and I was like, oh, I lost my other priest, and I can only do immediately turn 1. I lost my other priest.
Take a job. Can't wait to go to
Crunch.
Crunch.
I'm sorry. I hate it when I do that.
Crunch.
And it's like not something I can fix either. It's
We
so
all just have to sit here and look at it too. We can't get off
We're
the
done.
screen.
Move on. Auto mortal. Damn. Great. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So yeah. So you'll be going to Mega Trunch more often. That's super important. That said, I do still wonder this. I love the little mini game concept that they make Beastclaw Raiders players play. I just don't know that it's worth it. And I think the average Beastclaw Raider player would probably say they agree. I'm thinking when we get a new book, it's going to have to switch to a 6-up ward natively, and that if this ability still hangs around, then it goes to a 5-up when you use it. It's cool. It's fun. Keep in mind, monsters can be obscured now, unless they fly. So turning all of these into obscuring is something you kind of want to be doing anyway. You can see that last color is really where it kind of starts to come together.
Yeah.
It looks a little weird and goofy until this color.
Yeah, I also want a dry brush. Let's see here, do a comparison. How different do mine look?
Yeah, so
this has the rotting flesh on it.
Yeah, thank you, babe. Meg, sorry.
It's okay.
Keep it professional here.
That's fine.
This is, Meg here is one step ahead of me. And this one...
See, I figured it out.
Yeah, this one has not had. So you can see that it's starting to really stucco look here. Here you're like, well, it's too yellow, right? It doesn't look quite right.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. I'm gonna change the
we're still talking about Beastclaw here. Sorry.
Trunch thing is killing me.
I know, but there's a bunch of things to talk about here. So it was the wrong one to trunch it up on.
Right,
so okay, so now every time they charge, also, this is sort of funky the way this works. You roll a d3 on a 2-up, you do 2 mortals.
Yeah.
Except your army with the sub-faction does 3.
Right.
Because you add +1.
What is it?
Beast Handler.
Yeah. I was like, it starts with a B.
And then if you roll 5 or 6, you do 3 +1, so you do 4. So every time your army charges, you can either do 3 or 4. This is not going to change that. This is just going to make it such now that if you roll a 1 or a 2, you add 2 to that roll.
Yeah, so I'll always do at least 1 mortal.
No, you always do at least 3 mortals.
Oh, at least. Oh. It's not adding 2 on the D6 pretending to be a D3.
Right. I know.
It's a little
you have to really think through it to make sure you're getting it right, or it'll screw with your sanity. But
your sanity points.
But yeah, so basically, when a Frost Lord or Stonehorn or it's got to be a monster. Frost Lord or Stonehorn or Thunder Tusk or whatever charges. On a 1 through 4, you're going to do 3 mortal wounds. On a 5 or 6, you're going to do 4 mortal wounds.
That's cool.
It's quite good. It's quite strong, yeah.
That really sucks for the other person. I remember 3rd Ed when you would smash into me, how much I fucking hated it.
Well, keep in mind that the move here as you get better with the army, and people were like, oh, Beastclaw Raiders aren't good. Listen, folks.
Everyone keeps saying that. And I'm like, well, then why do I keep losing to them? Oh, because I'm not very good.
They're inexpensive, okay?
Are we on the am I on the last color?
Yes, yeah, white,
okay.
yeah.
Any special things I should listen to? Because I don't listen.
Well, here's kind of what this one is.
Kind of sporadic.
A little more sparse and sporadic.
All right.
Yeah. So, folks, this is actually insane if you think about it, because it basically means that if you're playing against a Beastclaw Raider player, and they can get 3 Stonehorns or 2 Stonehorns if they're using Thunder Tusks or whatever, and they can charge into you into, like, let's say a big monster of yours or something. something mean with maybe it's got a 6-up board, maybe it's got a 5-up board. Doesn't matter. They can just right out the gate do between 9 and 12 mortal wounds.
Yeah.
That's very
good.
That's very crazy.
Well, that's why I want to play them.
So they do that, and then you know, as long as you're not making them fight last or something, one of them's going to get to go. After their damage output, there's very little in the game that's going to survive that. Only really a Mega Gargant comes to mind. So you charge a Great Unclean One. You do all of these mortals right on the way in. He ignores a third of them. Let's say he takes 7 on the way in. You now have to do 13. That is pushing it for a Stonehorn, but if it's a Frost Lord, probably not. Like, it's kind of scary, actually. Their damage output has gone pretty intense. I'm excited for you to play them more, Meg. I think you'll get good with them. It'll be fun.
I'm really gonna get the hang of Trutch.
Trutch, always be trutching.
Always be trutching.
Mega Trutch.
Yep, I'm moving on.
Okay.
Can't stand it. We'll get to that last. All right, later. Flesh Eater Courts.
Oh yeah. John's hanging out in here. I saw earlier.
Yeah. And who
Ty.
else was calling out that they were happy about this? Well, Puddle.
Oh, Puddle. Okay,
yeah.
fine.
Puddle. Hi, Puddle.
Yeah, I know. We also know Ty plays Flesh Eater Courts. Holy wowie wow. Their points drops were just bonkers. And then they got this ability to just get more noble deeds. This is an ability they kind of...
Well, have fun moving more tiny little stupid ghouls around the table, John.
I know. And then Sergeant is amazing on them. Field Sergeant. I mean, I feel like this is out of nowhere gonna be a bit of a big deal. John, I'm hoping you're planning... I think you're planning on... taking Flesh Eater Courts to Nova. Not sure exactly what you're doing yet.
Nova or LVO?
LVO, sorry. But wowie wow, I think that they're going to be kind of good now. I mean, Ushuran? Like, who was having a problem with Ushuran? He went down like 20 points.
I know, right? He was giving me all this guff the other day on the table, too. It was annoying.
I know. Ushuran is good. I don't think he needed a points drop. Oh, the stupid dragon John uses?
Ushuran would disagree.
The stupid
dragon?
He's
delusional. The dragon, yeah. What'd the dragon do?
It went down 40 points. That stupid
so
dragon.
Mean. Did its rules change?
No.
To make it like less terrible?
I don't think it can take... I don't think it can...
Interesting. I wonder why. Is there like...
The army has not been doing well.
Oh.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It has not been doing well.
I don't know.
But I don't know.
Well, let's flip the script. Now the narrative is, hey, fuckers, we're not as delusional as you think.
Yeah, or at least they're making it work for him.
We put Grand Justice Gourmet in charge, and now we know what's up, because he can read.
He didn't go down on points of all.
There we go. See?
See? So, wow.
That's right. See, Gourmet is in charge. Maybe actually good for advance in charge. He's the one. This is why. That's the lore. That's the lore.
I don't think he can take it. He's unique, though. I don't think Ty, he can take it. But you're probably going to put it on an Arch Regent, a Boron Arch Regent.
Okay, I'm going to stop there and let you check my work.
So yeah, Flesh Eater Courts should be a lot of fun for people. I hope Flesh Eater Courts players are excited.
They seem excited.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good up. It's a good glow up as all words we need to retire as we move deeper into this decade. But
Gourmet is actually more playable now since you can run him in a regiment. See?
Oh yeah.
That's why everyone can read now. They have someone to read to them.
Yeah. Yeah. That's also, I'm skipping over a lot of those, by the way, folks. A lot of, especially non-wizard, non-priest foot characters got put into, can be put into a different regiment now, instead of having to open up their own regiment.
Right.
Icebrow Hunter got that, which is cool.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that.
You can just drop him in.
What? Oh, yeah, it's like 0 to 1 this, and
yeah.
and I'm like, okay.
I think that looks pretty great.
I'll get that when I build the list.
I think it looks pretty great.
It looks all right.
Yeah.
It's not Harry.
Do you want to help me catch up on one?
Yeah, I can do another one.
Okay, I'm going to give you this guy. He needs...
Hey, Elijah.
He needs decomposed flesh.
Did you just assume it's gender?
Pringles, I think.
That's true.
Pringles are generally male, I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's got the guy on the
It
front.
does have a dude with a mustache on the front.
Yeah, that means it's a boy.
All right, we're moving on. Get out of here quick. Kharadron.
I mean, we know Saray, who plays this army, of course. He plays it on stream.
I don't remember if they were bad or
They're
good.
horrible.
They're horrible, right? They were bad.
They can be a little funky to play against your first game.
I always lose against them because I lose against everything.
But you've only played one
Zach
game.
assumes everyone in the... That's true. I have to shave mine off every day. I'm not a male.
You've only played one game against Kharadron Overlords always, so you don't always lose to that.
Always lose to that.
I guess also that is
100%
true.
of the time.
Are you done shaking that? I also need some of that. They got big points drop, and then they also basically, as long as they're hanging out the ship, they're -1 to hit. That's actually going to be really big, I think. How's it going with the paint?
It's good. I've got it open. Okay. I'm going to hand it to you. Close those so you can do it yourself because you're being a pill.
Thank you.
Or do you want some of mine?
No, I got it.
All right.
Let's see if I can unclog it.
Yeah, too. I know. I'm with you, Chris. I don't know what the hell just happened back there.
We needed the same paint at the same time for the first time on stream.
Big points drop. What are you talking about?
They got
Zach
a bunch of
made
points
these,
drop.
Did they?
Yes.
Then why is Saray freaking out? Saray's like, give me on that show. These two don't know what they're doing. You're right, Saray. I shouldn't be here. It should be you. It should be you. It should have been John. Right. John, this would have been a great hobby stream for you.
Oh, yeah. The sponging. Yeah.
You would have loved it.
Okay, well, not only the gun hauler went down 20 points. That's amazing, Saray. The gun hauler down 20 points.
Saray. You like
Sky
this.
Warding's down 10. You take 20 for you. The Endrin Master with dirigible suit.
Dirigible.
Dirigible suit. The Endrin Master with dirigible suit went down 40 points.
Why would you be good at sponging? Because, even I can do sponging. You'd be fine. It's just sponging.
Catching strays.
No! I just, want you here all the time, John. Don't leave.
Yeah, this is great. This is, isn't the code right? Didn't we also decide?
The code?
The code right? You don't think the gun hauler, Saray, is a good drop at 20 points? Down to 160 for a little bus? For a bus. Yeah, I agree. The Ironclad probably should have gone down 40. The Frigate maybe 20. You're not wrong about that. For whatever reason, Matt Rose is playing that army so safe. I think he's very worried about what they could do, even though we've never seen it.
If we don't see John for a while, check the basement. That's right. We just want John around. Guys, don't forget, you do get a free super chat if you're a member. So if you're not a gray name, you get a free super chat once a month. It's a good time to use them. All that jazz. I like to remind you because sometimes you forget. It's not always obvious.
So Ray, I'm excited to get him on the air again. And we also, keep in mind, we also have a new, we have yet, even on our stream, to join the new regiments yet. The new regiments of renown. I also think they're a good candidate for that. I think the Gargant would be fun for them, even just the single Gargant that Meg awesomely painted up. Or Steven will be bringing his Bone Reapers by this Saturday because they're going to be on the chat. They're going to be on the stream, Saturday's game. And I think the Bone Reaper, even though it's 500 points, I'd like to see a list with 500 points of Bone Reapers helping out some KO. That would be interesting.
Okay, last white gray.
Okay,
sorry, yeah.
Moving on. No, I got it, Meg. Moving on. It's looking great.
Chris, thanks for your free super chat. Yep, like this. What, 12 months? That's crazy. You've put up with me for that long. More like you've put up with us for that long. I don't know how anybody here does it. Thank you guys. I can't believe it's been a year since Chris. I feel like, oh my God, everything's just gone by really fast. And I'm like, what, Chris just showed up a few months ago. What are you talking about? But a few is 12 in this case.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Chris, by the way, for the for that.
You.
Okay, then we've got Elsewhere in the Mortal Realms.
Oh, okay. We covered all the armies that we had already.
I think we.
I'm gonna check one more time.
I think we got them all.
I just want to make sure.
I thought
I feel bad.
I thought I had a cities one.
Oh.
I definitely had a cities one.
I think I forgot to include it.
Yeah, don't see it though. Did you make it?
No.
Okay. I'll pull up my
so
personal notes on cities because that was kind of a big one. Brett is playing our cities army. Yeah, it's okay.
Just don't ask me to do anything ever again.
That's fine. Everything's
for
fine.
the channel. I'll quit. I'll gracefully leave.
No, it's fine. Mistakes happen, and also it's not a big deal.
It's a big.
I have them on my phone.
You know what we'll do?
I took a note.
Here's what we'll do. I have something queued up for this.
What's that?
We'll just look at the actual update, but
okay.
You'll give the notes.
Yeah, I'll pull my notes.
We'll do that.
This is actually the first army I did. Yeah, big win with.
Are we doing that now?
Sure.
Okay, we're talking cities now.
Cities, yeah, lots of.
All right,
watch
this.
Lots of points drops.
We're ready. There we go.
Yeah, lots of points drops on these guys, especially.
I had a backup in mind.
Especially the humans. I know Brett is going to be out of control, excited for the cannon dropping.
Losing his mind.
20 points. And also Steam Tank and Steam Tank Commander went down in points. And then if you go up a little bit, Meg, I think it's up.
This way? This way up?
Yeah. Okay, now back down.
More.
Here's the other page of cities. Yeah, so some drops here in Talia. Talia also, now instead of bringing back 3 wounds to everybody around her once per game.
Hi, John.
Which I think is okay. Now she gives +1 to wound and a 5 award to everybody around her once per game. Really amazing. Not everybody. I think it's 3 units that you pick. But that's probably all you're going to need. Actually, really good. I think Talia is back to being very interesting again. I love also the Fusil Major thing is crazy. Oh my gosh. Like, how are you going to play this army without taking a Fusil Major now? I guess you're just not going to play humans. But if you want to play humans, holy crap. Whatever he hits, your army used to get +1 to hit in the shooting phase. Now your whole army gets +1 to hit that unit in the melee phase as well. So basically, if he shoots something, you're kind of marking it for destruction because you will have all kinds of pluses. Your whole army's going to get +1 to hit that unit. Crazy good. Very interesting, very exciting. What a time to be alive.
For a cities player.
For a cities player. Yeah, I actually think cities... I think cities might have low-key walked away with some of the biggest wins here. They got a lot of points drops on good units. Steelhelms are now down to 90 points for 10. Got a lot of good points drops. Talia's change, I think, is for the better. I think they can make really good use of the honor guard rules, especially field sergeant. And their Callus and Toll didn't go up in points, unlike the Callus and Toll for everybody else. So, because Callus and Toll can be a regiment of renown.
Oh, that's right. That's super weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
I don't know how I feel about that.
It's kind of fun. Well, is
that normal? Has it always been like that? Or is it?
This is sort of new ground,
thing.
Yeah. But they are different, also, Meg. To be fair, and I think there's a case to be made that they're better outside of cities.
Interesting.
But they're still pretty good in cities.
Like, I get the case, like make them different if they're a regiment of renown versus not. But then it's like, oh, cool, now per army.
The unit works differently. That's crazy.
God.
Yeah. Well,
just make a new unit.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. And I don't think moving forward, I hope that concept gets abandoned, if I'm honest. Like, to have everything work a little differently in one army than it doesn't. But you also kind of have to do that if you want to do this concept. Okay. And this concept is sort of as how we're doing allies in this edition. Very nice. I wonder...
Oh my God, you're right. Saray. You know how Skaven have rat swarms or how Maggot can have little nurgling swarms? Cities of Sigmar should have little babies.
Well, no, they should have Gargoylians.
It should have little babies. And they should do that in 40k too, right? Don't they like kill babies or something? Is that a 40k thing? Or is that a Sigmar?
Babies.
Is that a Stormcast thing?
Stormcast
like,
kill babies?
No. Don't they all become... Yeah, it's like Space Marines. Like, aren't they like babies that survive barely? Like most of the babies die or something. There's something about a baby head and wings. What?
Yeah,
what
they do have like the cherub things.
My goodness. Sisters cherubs. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, they should... Why isn't that a model? Like, why can't you get a unit of baby heads or whatever?
Unit of
They
baby
retconned it. Oh man. But that's pretty, but it's so cool. All right, should we go back to the slides?
I think we got them all.
No, we didn't.
Oh, no, that's right. This one. Okay, Meg, Soulblight got some big drops. As Liberty Furs was pointing out to me, though, today, the drops are not too much on units that people were already, like, taking a lot of. Mm-hmm. Which,
yeah, I saw that. Like, I was just like, oh, they have a lot of green, but I don't play them anymore. I need to revisit it.
Yeah. I know the Vargskir went down in points.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the...
Corpse Cart went down a little bit. That's important.
I think you could make a list with a good field... I think you can make a good field marshal list with Stormcast. Getting +2 to the movement of a bunch of things. Okay. We'll see. We shall see. Meg, one thing I'm going to do, believe me, and folks at home, this is going to sound a little high maintenance, and it kind of is. But it's not meant to be accusatory. And like everything, we've been messing with Meg today about messing things up. But
a lot of mistakes.
No, it's fine, babe. Meg, sorry. So look, one thing I want to do, though, one thing I do want to do, and this is like a really good strategy if you're group making terrain. Whatever like the last 2 steps are, have the same person do it. Because the last like 2 steps building up terrain are going to really look different if different people do them. And I can kind of see your white is different than how I did mine. It doesn't mean it's worse or anything. It's just I would want them to be more consistent.
Okay.
And so if you are group making terrain with people, like don't be afraid to put like just put somebody on those last steps by themselves. Okay, so I'm going to pass this.
I think Night Hunt will be fine. Yeah, Night Hunt have been destroyed.
Yeah,
Zach put they're destroyed.
Destroyed.
And they're back to their dead status now.
Yeah. I think Night Hunt will probably be fine too.
Depends on who's playing them, right, Zach?
The big problem, the big kind of interesting thing is going to be we now have to... we're getting to a point where we're going to have to start playing with units other than the ones we've been playing with.
You mean you can't just have a list of 1 million Dreadscythe Kharadrons?
Well, I think unfortunately that's still what you're going to really want to be doing, and that's sort of the problem, right? So this is kind of my problem, and I think a lot of people when their army gets nerfed a lot often feel like, well, listen, one of the reasons I haven't been taking these other units is that they're not good, right? So when you nerf my army, it's good units. What are you doing to my army's bad units? Are you making them good, right? Are you just making them cheaper? Like what are you doing, right? So I think that's going to have to be seen. Even Grimghast Reapers. Reapers, right? Got their points put up, and frankly, folks, they're not good. Like, they're very good situationally under certain circumstances. So, I'm a little surprised that they went up. I'm not surprised that Bladegeist or Dreadscythe Kharadrons went up. I am a little surprised that, and count myself very lucky, as somebody with a ton of Kharadrons, that they didn't go up 20 points. They went up only 10. And I'm a little shocked that Bladegeist for Evidence went up 20 because Dreadscythe Kharadrons are better. They previously cost the same amount, and now the worst unit cost 10 points more per model.
Oh.
but they're also still pretty much the same. They're not that different. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of curious how Nighthaunt are gonna fare. I know nobody's too interested right now in shedding a tear for them.
Yeah. Everyone's like, they're fine. They're fine.
Yeah,
chat.
yeah. I think they will be. I think they probably will be, but
here.
we'll see. I will say this is an army that has. It's kind of funny because people were going after the fact that they have a 4 unrendable save, and as everybody knows, they've always had that. That's like never, and they've always been bad. They've almost always been a bad army. So I think that that's like kind of been an interesting talking point that I don't think it has been particularly well informed.
I'm looking at the available options, and they just don't have that many units.
No.
Like, so you're gonna have to spam something.
We've got no monster.
No choice.
We don't have a monster. We don't have beasts.
Coach.
We do have the black coach, which has dropped in price. So we'll see. Yeah, we really don't have a ton. And then we have way too many little foot characters that have fly, so won't be able to do field sergeant. So we can't use field sergeant, and we have no monsters for prize beasts. So we can't do just like a KO. We can't do either of the new. We can't do either of these new fun honor guard rules. We'll see.
Right. I'm going to end this poll. Actually, let's go back. What else were we talking about? We were talking about Croak, too. So Croak got +1 to his Unbind, which I was very happy about.
That's uncommon.
I feel like lore-wise, that's what these bigger wizards should have. It makes sense. Does Nagash have that? I feel like Nagash
No,
should.
he doesn't.
That's so weird to me. So it's cool. Like, obviously, it's cool. I'm glad. But I would have been okay. I was doing okay without it.
Yeah.
But lore-wise, to me, that makes sense. Like, they all should have that. I think maybe not. I can see why Belladama may not. I don't know. Like, she's kind of lower on the totem pole, isn't she?
She's still
I don't know.
crazy old wizard.
She's just
lady.
small and old, so I'm being. I'm not being fair. But anyway, I do like that they give that extra buff to like actual big wizards. Well, mine anyway. I don't know about the rest of you. Blades of Corn can blood tithe all the time now. I don't know what that really means. I remember it's like something they get to do, and it sucks when it happens. I don't know.
Yeah, historically for them, it's not very good. But now this makes it a little bit better. Yeah, we'll actually be having, so that'll be this Saturday's matchup, by the way, folks. Blades of Corn, for only the second time on our channel. Vino was on air.
Coming to visit?
Not this weekend.
No.
But soon. But Brad will be playing his Blades of Corn against
right.
Yeah, against Steven's OBR.
Vino, I keep getting this mixed up. Vino is coming to visit.
Yeah, next weekend.
You will see him.
Not this upcoming weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, so should be good.
And then what changed with Maggotkin?
Oh, well, one, I think they're going to benefit a lot from Field Sergeant, moving a little faster. But also, the cool thing that they have now is their unlimited spell. Their unlimited spell now either heals or gives them -1 to win. They get to pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Oh my God, Stormcast Eternals has like 3 pages of units. Meanwhile, this poor little Nighthaunt has 1 half page, little measly half page.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Oh wow, Ideneth is also. There's like no units.
Yeah, barely any units. Not a lot of
Weird.
options.
Okay, sorry. I'm not trying. I was looking for daughters, so we could switch over to it because, yeah, it is sort of weird that you haven't talked about daughters at all.
Oh yeah, daughters. Well, wait. First of all, Meg, we have one more sponge step.
Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna take. Let me see what I used on this one. Yeah, we're gonna take decomposed flesh.
Yeah.
And go back over it.
Oh.
The whole thing. That's it. And this is basically saying that we're kind of like intermingling the layers.
Sure. Yeah.
That
makes sense.
Yeah, and ultimately, decomposed flesh is kind of the color we mostly want things. It's gonna take the green wash very well, I think.
Oh, that's right. We have a wash.
Yeah.
And then we have to dry brush.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be able to finish?
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, I don't know. I have no idea what time it is.
It is 5. It's almost 6.
We end at 6:30.
Yeah, it's almost time for fan stuff.
It goes by fast, huh?
It does. Time flies when you're hanging out with your best friend.
I know. I always forget how fast these go. Is the sound.
The tap. I'm like tip tap tip tap. It's kind of cute.
And make sure you get definitely use this opportunity, Meg, to get the tweezers out and get a little guy.
Okay.
And go in. I know that's like the most annoying part, right? But definitely take this opportunity to do that because we don't want those corners looking like we just didn't work on them.
My Seraphon monster list went down so much. I can fit a whole... Share your list. Will you share your list in our Discord? I want to see it. I love monsters. Yeah, I want to see a list that's all monsters.
That's fun.
Because what do I need? A Carnosaur?
Bastillodon. I don't know. We'll see what Liam's
I know.
list.
I mean, I guess
Bastillodons
that's true,
are good.
like Croak and Salon don't count as monsters.
He probably still has some of them,
But
I'm guessing.
it'd be nice if they could play too.
Bastillodon. You don't have those guys yet.
No.
You don't have any of the Triceratops models? Or
Okay, yeah. So I'm missing a lot of monsters.
Yeah, they have
fun. That's what I want to build because that's what I like to paint. Like big things. Okay, cool. So
daughters. Oh wait, sorry. You guys were asking me about. Okay, yeah. I don't have a ton of thought on daughters, if I'm honest. Field Sergeant's gonna help out a lot. I was feeling that on Monday's game. I was like, this is why people take Shadow Patrols. Like the board got turned sideways, and then I was like, I'm never gonna go over and get those other objectives. I can run. I'm kind of fast. If John's got people sitting on him, I can maybe charge and move on to him a little bit better. With extra charge movement, but like my army's kind of not that fast anymore, unless I have charge targets. Then it feels very fast. So I definitely think Field Sergeant's going to help out a lot. I know I'll probably always be taking Field Sergeant with my daughters. I'd take it with my Night Haunt too for sure but they have fly, so they can't use it. I think. The High Gladiatrix, I love the High Gladiatrix. She was an auto-include in my army's last edition, and oftentimes I took 2. But nowadays, she's just not good. You can't ask an elf character with a 5-up save and 5 wounds and 6-up ward to be in combat to use their ability. You just can't. If she's in combat, you roll die on a 2-up, she improves the rend of everybody around her by 1. It's kind of, or pick 1 unit, I think, and do that. It's very good. It does happen on a 2, not a 3. That's nice. But, oh my god, to get her in combat and roll 1, I mean, she's dead. She's only going to use this ability once. Any smart player will just put a few, like you could put 1 Croxagorn in her and he's going to kill her.
Can I have the rotting flesh?
Yeah. It's aka decomposing flesh.
Yeah, sorry.
So, I don't know. You can make her as cheap as you want. 100 points maybe. But now she's competing with Life Takers and Heart Renders, which is like, oh, I've got 100 points left. Do I take a High Gladiatrix or do I take a little more utility? Probably the utility. No one takes an Avatar of Cain ever.
Why?
I don't know. Not very good.
Oh, why?
I don't know. Maybe we'll try one out sometime.
As well.
Weird to see the Slaughter Queen went down and the Hag Queen didn't. I guess I do like the Hag Queen better. I guess she's better. I kind of think of them as being pretty similar. The Hag Queen gives a ward. The Slaughter Queen gives +1 attack. I don't know. I haven't thought too much about like what that means for how much they should cost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but otherwise, I'm excited about the auto. I honestly, Field Sergeant alone is kind of worth it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, for all the extra movement. That's going to be really good for
pretty
my
good.
army.
That's what I'm going to use.
Field Sergeant?
For
Yeah.
my Croxagorn.
Yeah.
Or whatever
it's going to be very good on them.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thoughts?
You have a second, looking good. You have a second... yeah, you have a second. Let's do this.
You have a green wash, right?
No, we're going to do the dry brushing first.
Okay.
and we're actually going to use we're going to start with English Gray, AK English Gray.
Oh.
And, or maybe, let me see. No, we're going to start with Basalt Gray. This is going to kind of erase our
hard work.
Our over sponge.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and load up a well here. We're gonna be dry brushing this one. Here you go, Meg. I'm gonna get a big dry brush. See if there's anything over there you like. There's almost some gray on it. That probably would be good.
This?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
And yeah, we're going to start. So you guys can see here. We'll go to the camera real quick. I'll show. Meg and I have been pretty messy in our doing these. That's so weird why that one.
That was weird.
Just didn't have a scene. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over now with, sorry, what was this? This was Basalt Gray. And you can see it's like it's kind of cleaning up some of my mistakes.
Do you want to focus the camera?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Okay.
English Gray says a lot about my country.
And that's sort of the purpose, Meg. Just think of it like that. I mean, this is
to clean up.
It is going to make it a little lighter, you can see. But it's also like, okay, so see, look how that one looks cleaned up.
Yeah, I get it. I see that. Okay.
Okay, you can kind of hit down the edges a little bit if you want. A square, I should have told you. Oh, good, you got one. I was going to say, a flat dry brush is better for this than a round one.
I'm seeing that.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty forgiving. Actually, this is actually very easy.
Yep.
Nice, yeah.
So basically, folks, this is an eraser to kind of clean up our mistakes.
Great, because I made a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Can
I mean,
it fix
of
those
course.
too?
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So overall, chat seemed to like the changes.
I think so too. I'm excited to play
fine.
a new version of the game. I didn't think we'd be getting that many different changes. I was shocked to see honor guard rules change.
Oh yeah.
But welcoming it.
Yeah, the rules bloat, I'm like, it's kind of annoying, but at the same time, I'm like, let's just see how it goes. It's fine.
You get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get used to it. Watch our streams.
Yeah.
We have to.
He'll get used to it. Just watch our stream.
We have to do it. So
yeah, we'll do it.
We'll be doing it.
What's a rule we always forget to do?
Well, frankly, we don't do honor guard a lot. John and I just play.
I always assign it. I just forget to do it.
John, I don't think John and I did. John? Oh no, I had Marathi with anti-monster rend.
What rules do you guys forget the most? Like weird rules, bloat rules. I'm gonna get closer to you.
Sure. Yeah, what do we forget? What do you say you forget your honor guard?
I forget everything, but yeah, honor guard. I forget power through.
You forget that power through is like an option.
Yeah.
Which is it's a good option, right? Meg, can you also do the little guy? If you get a chance.
Yeah.
Just when you get done, the first one.
Yeah. They changed redeploy into covering fire so it doesn't work anymore, but forgot to remove the FAQ that says it does work. No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so I think...
Is that in this packet?
I think John brought this up on Monday. He did a redeploy, and then he was shocked to find out that he can shoot after a redeploy. And it's gone back and forth a few times now.
Because isn't it a run?
Once. Yes.
Yeah. So that's why I thought you couldn't.
Right. But then they FAQ that you could.
But now
now they're saying you can't. They're going back and saying...
The rule is saying you can't. But if you go check the FAQ, you can. So nothing's changed.
Yeah,
Keep using it until they change it.
I think they're going to drop that
and
change it to say that you
What a loophole. Good loophole.
For sure, I think the intent is that you can't do it. I think John.
Still be a blueberry boy.
You know, John's.
Well, actually, it says.
Yeah, John's point was like, really? Was shooting like struggling? And the answer, of course, right now is no. Shooting is not struggling. So, like, does that help shooting really needed? Probably not. Okay, here we go. Now, if you have some color here like this.
Yeah, I have.
On the top, you have sort of two options. You can let it be there.
For the most part, yes.
Keep in mind that this stucco stuff would be falling and landing there.
Right, right.
So you can keep it there. You can hit it with the dry brush a little bit. The gray, I promise you, is not going to do much to the Pringles tube itself. So, or you, if you wanted, you could take a brush and clean it up if you really didn't like it. But we have a few other steps where we're going. So you can see this guy's coming back together. Now, we're going to, you can see our first layer of dry brush, actually, even though it was mostly an eraser, it did start to put some dimension.
Depth, yeah.
So we do have to put that on all of the stuff we're doing. Not the stones, though, on the base. I do lament ordering 4 of these before I kind of realized how all the bases are exactly the same with the stones and everything. And this is the ribbon print, so you can't, it's not super easy to go in and clean that stuff up. It breaks apart bad.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Sorry, the list, we did post the listing for this in the description as a reminder if you guys are interested in making your own Pringles can terrain.
Yeah.
But yeah, did it have options for different bases?
It doesn't. It has options for how many of these things you want to order.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's that. But if you don't let that bother you, it seems like a pretty good product. It's fine.
My goal for a lot of them, I'm going to be kind of constructing my own pink foam base, so that all 4 of them can be near each other. I'll have one of them probably with the base, but then I'll have like the other one will be like right here beside it, kind of. That's like sort of what I was ultimately wanting to go for anyway.
Yeah.
So you don't need to use the base, especially you put some moss around there, whatever, it's gonna look fine. There's no way to enter the building, but that won't matter. No one's gonna think about that.
I am, now that you've said it.
Yeah, and I also, speaking of which, that's maybe the other detail I wish, is that there was a lid up here, like a door. A little door on the top, so that otherwise there's no real indication that you can get up on there. I'm kind of like imagining in my mind that some of these stones are like a trapdoor stone that open up.
Yeah.
Little details do get missed when you're buying people's personal 3D design products, and they're not like a major company, and no one's like out there being like, how the hell do people get to the top of the Pringles tower? Meanwhile, you make a Mechanicus unit with stilts and everyone's losing their mind,
I mean, I like that model.
I do too.
I thought it was cute.
I'm saying, like, if we have selective outrage, but we also have informed outrage, and if we don't even know about the Pringles can thing, but let's not kid ourselves.
It's really just virtue signaling, right, Zach?
No, this is not virtue. Oh, saying that you like the stilts model?
Yeah. Okay, sorry, are we dry brushing this as well?
Yeah, we need to hit the base and the
all right.
And the battlements. And what we don't need to do is the rocks. They're gonna have a different recipe. We don't want the rocks to be blended into the stone.
Cool. Well, it's 6:10.
Is it fan stuff time, Meg?
I feel like it should be fan stuff
I think so. I think it's a good time for fan stuff.
Yeah, we like it too. Madman. Okay, you guys did stuff, so we want to talk about it. Here it is. And look who's first. Oops,
Soups.
Sorry.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
I know this model gets some hate, but I'm okay with
that. It's that hair massager model.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Head massage. Yeah, this is really nice. Soups always does such a nice job with his free hand.
Yeah, and of course the model.
And these ribbons are really good for it.
Yeah, it looks good. I like the sword actually in particular.
Yeah.
He's been doing a lot of green swords, right?
Yeah, and Soups is going to be working very hard on some more emojis because you guys did hit that stretch goal. So there's one of them. There's one of our existing emojis. Love it, Soups. Thanks, Soups. All right. This is On's, and this was On's Crowing for It submission.
Oh yeah, these
We
are
were chatting with him today in Hobby Hang. It was nice.
Titanicus little tanks, or are these full-size tanks?
I don't know. I can't tell.
There's
they're
no
not against anything.
There's no reference size.
What do we do? On, get in here, quick.
Totally. We were here with him when he was posting these, and we forgot to.
Didn't ask.
Mention
oh my God,
that.
we're bad content creators. But anyways, very cute. I like looking at how other people paint their tanks because I will never paint a tank. But yeah.
Yeah.
They're the teeny tiny ones, Soups says. Thank you, Soups.
Legion Imperialis.
Very cute. Ooh. Whose were these? Now I'm forgetting.
Potato something?
Oh, the greatest potato.
Yeah.
Yes. Very pretty colors. I love that green with the gold.
Apparently,
Very pretty.
some years ago, on Hobby Titan's channel, Kat and I referred to this as, saw this color scheme back when we were on that channel, and we referred to this as fancy bathroom colors. And we were kind
Fancy
of,
bathroom
yeah, we were
color.
sort of imagine like a place where you go to get like a $22 burger, or like it's got like cocktails and maybe it's a steakhouse or something, and you go in and it's all like brass, black, and this like dark teal.
Okay.
Apparently we were described it that way. I still stand by it. But
I really like these colors.
No, I do
don't
too.
know. But I know what you're talking about. Like I've been in some fancy bathrooms, and I'm like, oh, this is nice.
It's a nice
I wanna,
color
live in
palette,
here.
right? Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
I know. Sort of.
It's a weird way to. It's a
Weird way to compliment somebody's
somebody
model,
for sure.
Yeah. I think it's great, and
Yeah.
it's super clean, very nice looking. Oh crap! I had this name and then I forgot it. This is Zacharias. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Zacharias always does really nice work. Very pretty.
Very
Yeah.
much so.
This is one of those models where I like finding all the things. There's so many little things going on. I always love it when people are really good about getting that glow going. I'm still working on it. Like, but the highlights on the arms, the highlights on the little bumps.
Right.
It's just like, oh, it's so magical looking.
Not
I really
glow
love
by
it.
not glow by kind of like OSL or anything,
Just
or glow effects, but just like natural lighting on the model and stuff.
Yeah, it looks very magical. Yeah, really pretty.
Yes.
Nice purple to green. It helps the green really pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool model. I need to finish this model actually.
Oh, this is Raggy. We know him.
Oh yeah.
Raggy. This is so cute. What is this little guy? I forget.
I actually don't know what this is.
I don't either, but I love it. And I love the little like magical blades he's got going on. Raggy teaches classes, well, all over. But I think my first class with Raggy was in Kubla Khan. Relic Blade. Look at everyone's so... Cody's like, I know this. Relic Blade by Metal King Studios. That's what this is.
Cody knows all those things.
Cody knows, yeah, everything.
Now, Meg, real quick, as you're dry brushing this basalt gray, especially on like the tower base and top where we haven't touched yet, you'll probably notice not a lot's happening. That's fine.
Yeah, pretty much.
It is, but it does matter.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These early dry brushes, if your first dry brush is not that dramatic, but then when you're done, you can look back. I'll actually show you guys real quick. We have more fan stuff?
Yeah, we'll come back to it.
Real quick, I'll show you guys. The best way, I think the best word for it is just depth. That a dry brush that's very similar in color to the color you have down does is sort of nice. There's with, there's without. It's subtle.
Yeah.
The steps, you can see it on them, and so definitely don't skip out on that step.
Yeah.
But the main reason we really needed to do it here is just to bring it in line with our eraser. This one's also yours.
Yeah, I know. Okay, should we go back?
Yes, yes.
Okay, cool. There we go. Super cute, Raggy. Chaos Warrior. Oh, this was, I'm forgetting who did it. I'll look it up. But the focus was on this lava effect. This was a new effect that this person was trying. Oh, this is Looney. Yeah. Hey, Looney. Great name, by the way.
I love Looney's labeling of the model in the game system.
I know. It's great. And then also Looney puts their name in the bottom corner.
Oh,
it's hard to read here, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it came out great. I think it looks awesome.
Yeah, it does look cool. I like the color on it's kind of like maroon, the cape.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks very nice.
Very cool.
Looks cool. Thanks for posting.
Thanks for
sharing.
Honestly, thanks for setting it up like this. Now everyone gets to see both sides.
Yeah.
It's kind of rare. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, good call out.
This is this
Red
Thunder?
Gobbo.
This was Thunders. Crowing for it entry. It's so cute. I was doing that during our hobby hang when I was picking these out before I realized I'd messed up all of the setup for the stream. But yes, I love when people do these little Christmas or holiday.
The little red gobbo.
Yeah, they're so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. This
Zach,
looks great.
Zach won't let me get any of these models.
What?
It's
Why?
we can't use these in the game.
You can use them in the game.
Oh, okay.
I don't care if we get these.
I'm kidding.
They're usable by my army.
Wait, really? Why aren't we getting you little Christmas goblins then to play with?
I don't know.
Would you play with them?
Sure.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Their rules are different every year, and they have 40k rules and Sigmar rules.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just a liar then. Thunder, this is super cute.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
It's nice to see this painted up.
Yeah. Have we seen anyone else in the server do it this year?
Not sure.
I have, but you guys post so much stuff, I lose track. Nice. Nice job. Oh, this is Sad Tony.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I gasped when I saw this. I thought it was so nice. I never gasp at Space Marines. But it's a beautiful set. And he's got a lot more pictures in the server, so make sure you check it out. Close-ups and the like. These are pretty.
Also, he did this unique thing that you wouldn't necessarily know if you don't super know these models.
Yeah.
These are pre-Primaris models, but Dee and I were talking about, he was pointing this out the other day, that he's like, sorry, Meg was just asking about dry brushing something, and I was not smooth about it.
All right, you're still not being smooth about it. Go ahead. What were you saying? And before Primaris?
There's some step done here to make them look a little taller and less kind of squat like old Marines. And kind of bring them in line with Primaris Marines a little bit more. And I can't exactly remember what he did.
Oh, okay, well, thanks for pointing that out.
Yep.
But I think they're beautiful.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. What's going on with the feet? Is that a style choice, or is there some kind of glow, or is it... do you know, as far as lore goes, is what I'm asking.
I don't know.
Because it's interesting how the feet are all green. I'm kind of curious what that's about.
Yeah.
But it looks good. All right. Oh. Dang it. Whose was this? This was Bacon Golems.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who are these little guys? I like the blue and the orange.
Oh, these are Votan.
Yeah.
These are like the dwarves of 40k.
Yeah, okay. I kind of figured. I was like, they look squat, but I can't exactly tell because there's no context. But the dust kicked up. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too, Ty. I just wanted to check, if these were boots with, glowing roller skates or whatever, when we were kids. Hey, Crafting Troll.
Yeah, all Primaris Marines actually have roller shoes. It doesn't
they light up.
Doesn't always make it into the lore or like
light up when they scoot around.
It doesn't really come out into gameplay much, just like the acid spit and all that stuff. But it is true that all Primaris Marines
They don't include the acid spit in any other rules?
No.
What? Like they don't have an acid spit shooting attack?
No. Just like it's
that
not
makes
really
no sense
it's not
to
really
me.
for that. It's meant it's like described as
Is it
like
to help break down their food?
no, it's like they use it sometimes like I think one of them is in handcuffs at some point, and he like is able to like get out with it that way or something, or they use like corrode metals and stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, anyways, I like these little Votan. They're cute.
The point is, along with roller shoes, no in-game rules, but you just got to remember that they have them.
This is Soy Sumer. I feel like it's been a little bit since I've seen stuff from Soy Sumer in the finished. Yeah, so it's nice to see you, Soy. Missing your memes. What happened? You're like this big meme guy, and then they went away. This is beautiful. I love the wings. I freaking love the wings on this thing. It looks so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the little dude hanging out really pops with this like bird thing being so dark.
Yeah. It's dark, but I still like the palette.
Like it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that's not a problem. It's a nice contrast. Yeah. Thanks, Soy. It looks great. Ooh, yes. This was Polly's? Yes, this is Polly's. Okay.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah, Polly has a bunch of these guys' pictures posted in the Discord, so go check that out to see more. But yeah, this is Polly's. What is this again? What is this?
Is this the wizard? One of the Wizard Stormcast guys, the
Wizards
Storm
of
Coven,
Waverly Place?
or is this the or is this
I don't
shoot
know. But Polly's not here, so
the
we
War
should
Cry
take
the new War Cry band or whatever.
Oh, okay. I think that might have been it. Yeah.
Okay.
And someone in chat will call
I
it
forget
out.
what they're called.
Yeah. Look, sorry, I said I was right, because Underworlds. Okay, yeah, one of those other game systems. Very cool. Thanks, Polly. Love you, Polly. Cody. Cody with the OSL. What is this tank?
Repulsor.
Oh, okay.
It's a Space Marine Primaris tank. I like this color palette.
Gladiator. He's saying it's a gladiator.
I think Repulsor is like Executioner, Gladiator. There's like a million types of Repulsors.
Got it. Okay.
No, okay. Maybe
Really
I'm just
pretty.
wrong. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I don't know. But close, Zach. Yeah, everyone's like, Zach's wrong. This guy.
I don't know. I haven't played 40K in a while, actually.
It's a box with wheels and tracks.
I know.
Lights.
Like when I played Tau, like anyone knew the names of the different vehicles I had.
And then, is that freehand, Cody, or are those decals? Either way, it looks really nice. And I love the green, I love the green OSL, but I love the gray to blue.
Yeah.
To make it look white.
So Raven Guard,
like Snow White.
Raven Guard sometimes have all black armor and stuff, but we also see this variant.
Like
Cody, can you explain what is going on with the white variant that sometimes is out there for Raven Guard? Is it just camouflage that they weirdly do?
The Raven Guard successor chapter.
Okay, Rift Stalkers. Okay.
Okay. Very cool. I forget, this is a commission he's doing?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, that's why he's getting back into it. Okay, and lastly, this is Bond. Bond had a couple of submissions this week. We really only show one per person, so go back into the Discord, check out the rest. But yeah, this is really pretty too.
Yeah, this looks great.
I loved it. Yeah. Nice bushy base.
Oh, that's a good bushy base, yeah.
Yeah. Love a good bush.
Meg.
Yes, sir.
So you did the Basalt Gray?
I did.
How did it go?
How did it go?
Yeah.
I mean, I did it, so
Okay.
it went.
Okay.
It was fine.
How are we doing on time? Are we stopped? Is this a good place to stop?
We got like a couple minutes.
The next step is dry brushing Administratum Gray.
Okay.
And with this one, folks at home, if you're working on ribbon print 3D stuff, I forget what the official name for it is. You want to be careful dry brushing because you really don't want to pick up print lines. However, at the same time, print lines on stone don't look half bad. So
doesn't matter so much.
Yeah, so, or wood, honestly. So Meg, just be careful. Administrative gray, go in a little carefully. Again, like I said, I can show you where mine are at. You'll see, Meg, some places where you really don't want to be picking up print lines. It's a lot on this top part. There's a lot of, like, you don't really want to pick those up. So just be careful with the administrative gray. This is our second of 3 dry brushes.
For the castle.
For the castle stone masonry stuff.
Yeah.
The final one being gray, white, almost white, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Okay, I'll show you guys what this guy's starting to look like here. There you go. You can see, look at that stone lightening up there. Let me get... This is okay. Let me get... There we go. The top I still need to do work on. Let me set this here. And quick do the dry brushing on one of these. Now, do you have the image strong gray, Meg?
Chris, or just get good at 3D printing. Yeah, I took it. Sorry.
Okay.
That's basically what he's saying.
Let's see. Okay. Pour some out here.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll finish. I won't finish before we're done.
Okay.
Which is fine, but we're pretty close.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we should put some vines. You do have vines, don't you?
I think we have some vines.
Yeah, we could just toss them.
Well, there's 2 ways. You can, I honestly...
Because you have the kind that are like bendy, right? And
yeah, the GW ones. I actually really do love those a lot. But also you could make them, I should have done that actually. You can make them with yarn and flock also.
Oh, right. We should do that on a stream.
Yeah. You see, I always kind of like start by testing a little bit whenever I'm, especially 3D printed stuff.
I know.
To see like, is it going to pick it up bad or whatever?
I mean, yes. The answer is yes.
It's okay if you get it on the rocks on the bottom, but I'm going to do something different with them. So
yeah, I think you're going to cover it. Okay. Do we have one we can show off? Or
yeah, just about.
Okay, cool. Because I'm probably at a good... I mean, it's just dry brushing, so it's all a good stopping point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have it. We do have that vine kit.
The vine kit's great. Yeah, I used it on... there's actually a board that I have kind of been working on and off. That's a remake of a board that was a 40K board that I'm turning into an AoS board that has those vines on it, and I do love them. Of course, eventually here when I make this, I'll have to do something with the door. I'm going to have to figure that out because I like having this not be glued in. And when I built it very carefully to make sure that it would not, like these wouldn't, like if you spun these around, this thing wouldn't like hit down here and yank it off or something.
Smart.
So I did build them very carefully. Okay, last but not least, let me do kind of the final dry brush color here.
Okay.
This is the white gray. We've used this earlier today. This is our final stucco color before we went back over again with the... and by the way, I kind of do this thing where I keep using the same brush. Have you been doing that, Meg?
Sure.
So that you, like...
I mean, they kind of blend, they fade into each other anyway. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Exactly.
I do that with the airbrush, too, a lot.
Yeah.
I don't fully clean it out in between
Okay,
colors.
very careful
Zach's
here.
like, don't let me hear that.
Very careful here. You do not want... Yeah, that's going on good. Okay.
Oops.
Helps bring it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And this way I can show you guys what one finished one's going to look like. So, knock this off, stone. Yay!
No, not done.
Of course, you'll be able to see these on the board.
Yeah. In case you miss it. All right. I think we're at time. We're just about ready to show you the last one, and then we can say bye.
Grab some of the AK white and do this guy for me.
Sure.
Thanks, Meg.
Sure. White gray.
White gray, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Just.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, we have an AK white? How did I not know this?
This is a spot where we don't want to be picking up mold lines or print lines, but whatever.
You know.
So you can just be gentle there when you're dry brushing is kind of the thing I've learned over the years. I pretty much just kind of test something. If it's 3D printed with this stupid this style 3D printer, which all of our scatter is like this. We have a lot of scatter like this, and I love it. It's all wooden crates and stuff. It's fine. You just got to be a little careful. And honestly, like going high up with like white or something is risky.
One thing I do that actually helps that I think Devin taught us, or was a tip he brought up, was to hold the brush from like the back, because then you inherently don't push very hard with it. I
see.
Yeah, so I try to do that when I need to be careful. I mean, you can still go in and, jam it around wherever you want, but you're less likely to do that because of the way you're holding it.
Yeah.
It's like not normal. Yeah. But yeah, this is a good project for like chilling out and chatting for sure.
Okay. I'm almost kind of like stippling. This is Croak Green shade. Mm-hmm. And I'm finding some areas both of rock and of stucco. And it's kind of like stippling, like I said.
Yeah. Okay, here's the one you asked me to do.
All right, awesome.
Cool.
So that's what you can see the greening there a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, good. There's so much we can do with this. We can I'm going to probably put like little tufts here even. Mm-hmm. Like it's growing on the elevation
Moss
of
and
like,
stuff.
yeah. That's really going to be the next big step. But this is the stippling. This is, like you can see, it's not scientific.
Well,
I'm going the wrong way.
Yeah.
You can see the green does kind of show up, and I feel like it adds a lot.
Yeah, it's nice.
And you can do it on the stone. You can do it on the stucco, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then here's kind of the finished thing. And we didn't green too much down on the base, but what's left to do on this guy, let me show you. This is not the best. Okay. What's left to do on this guy is, we'll green it up, especially down here. I'm going to paint the rocks kind of different, but not too, a little unambiguous. So they're, or a little ambiguous, honestly, so that you're not looking at 3 or 4 of these on the board at the same time and noticing how the rocks all look the same. So we don't want to call attention to the rocks is the point. And then I do have to figure out what I want to do with the door. If I paint
you'll open it, or
if I paint a door here, if I paint like black and do a little bit of depth and make it look like you can go in there, then we have to, just whenever we set this up, this thing has to go in the same place every time. Which is fine.
Does it come, can you buy 3D printable doors to put in the door frame?
Probably.
The kit doesn't come with it, though.
The kit doesn't come with it, yeah.
Well,
so
you could honestly just paint a black stripe all around the bottom. Like if you just do all black, then wherever you put it,
no,
the door will always be black.
Here,
oh, you're right.
There'd be a black stripe, and it would look completely stupid.
Megan would have ruined the door. Yeah, you're right.
So
I would say just leave it then and don't even worry about it. Yeah.
I'm not sure yet. We'll figure that out.
Just
Okay.
giving you my 2 cents.
So here's sort of what it looks like. Look at that.
Get us
I like it. I super love it. I love the
it's nice.
The ability to introduce the like tan into like a castle setting. We'll mostly be using this on our autumny board.
Okay.
Where we have
but some leaves on it.
Yeah, sometimes we also do that. We do a mat there. We sometimes also do that one with cobblestone. In fact, if you watch Monday's members only game, or if you watch Saturday's big game, That's
the
actually
big game.
The big game took place on the board this will be getting added to, but on cobblestone. And like I said, sometimes we have an autumn grass mat. We use that one for too. We actually were hoping to get these finished for the big game.
I know, we wanted them for the big game.
We didn't. I'm excited. We have 4 of them. I'm excited to kind of build like little centers with them, like in the center of the board. Like I said, maybe not like that. Maybe not always have the bases on all of them. Sometimes use like a pink foam kind of like thing. I think they can also be places of power. It's a good place of power. It doesn't block too much movement. Yeah, I really like this. It's fun. Like, you don't actually look at this and be like, oh, that was made from a Pringles can. That's kind of the problem with, like,
if you know, you know.
Found object terrain is sometimes it can look too much like...
You can tell where it's
You
from.
can kind of tell.
Yeah.
Like
No, this was pretty good. When you showed me, I was like, oh, okay, that's not garbage.
Egg cartons are the big offender because you look and everyone knows what an egg carton looks.
Egg carton.
Yeah, that's an egg carton.
Okay.
Hey, we did it.
We did it.
Thanks, Meg, for helping me.
You're welcome. I'm sorry I didn't finish more.
That's okay. I need to take stock of what's left to complete on these. And
it's not much.
It's not much, and finish them. But what's cool about this also, real quick, last thing, I know we're going over. It's not much, but I will also say that it's not much, but you could add so much.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, we'll do tufts around the base and stuff like that, and vines and everything. Like, you can add so much to this to make it really cool.
You are so excited about terrain all the time.
Terrain's fun. It's fun. Yeah. It is fun. Yeah. And I love going back and adding to our existing boards. We do actually have like more or less 3 boards in the works that you guys will be seeing in the early winter and in the spring in the coming months. But it's nice to go back and bump up the existing boards too.
All right, guys. We hit the end. Thank you, Mandrills. Thank you, members. Thank you, those of you who joined us today and became members. That's awesome. We have a stream Friday, 6 a.m., bright and early, wakey wakey with Meg. I'm working on my Lumineth. And then Saturday we have a game. It's Brad and...
It's OBR versus Corn. Steven, Brad, and I.
Which we don't have a lot on the channel.
Do we have anything tomorrow or no?
Tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you. I almost forgot. Okay. Tomorrow, you guys have probably seen John McCardle around. John McCardle hops into a lot of Warhammer streams and is a big donor, and he's a cool guy. He's a
big supporter of streaming Warhammer. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I thought I said that. Maybe I didn't.
No, you did.
He's in town, and he's going to come play on our channel tomorrow, so come check that out for members only.
Yep.
If you're a member, you get to check this out at noon. It's going to be John McCardle versus Zach, and Saray is producing. So it'll be really fun. It's going to be a really fun, weird group. Yeah. With that, I guess be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other, and always be creating. Bye.
Bye.